If you want to know the secrets of existence and the true meaning of life, I can't help you. But if you want some book recommendations, why not try reading the ones I wrote? If you're a fan of giant monster mayhem and anime weirdness, why not try Operation Red Dragon: The Daikaiju Wars Part 1? If horror is more your style, you can't go wrong with The Occult Mafia. Those who enjoy their fantasy with a dark twist may be interested in Emerald of Maddox City. And if you're interested in shared universes, why not read all three? Hop on down to the description for links to all three books on Amazon. Enjoy whichever ones you read, and enjoy the video.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Omni viewer, and I believe it's time for the kaiju community to come together once again. Way back in 2019, which after 2020 feels like 1,000 years ago, I noticed a lot of YouTube channels that do movie analysis all seem to get together and do this thing called One Marvelous Scene, where they took a scene from a particular entry in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and did a video essay on it all about why that scene stands out. Among all the other Marvel movies, they would explain why that particular scene works so well and is one of their favorite scenes in the whole MCU. And this was all done, of course, in anticipation of Avengers Endgame debuting. I saw that and I thought, well, hey, kaiju fans have a movie coming out in 2019 as well, Godzilla King of the Monsters, you may recall. Why don't we do something similar? So I proposed that everyone get together to do something I called One Monstrous Moment, where we basically do the same thing, only for kaiju movies instead of Marvel movies. A lot of people really liked that idea and got in on it. And the playlist is still up to this day. I'll provide a link to it at the end of this video if you want to check it out. So, with Godzilla vs. Kong fast approaching, and it being one of the most anticipated films of the year, I thought, you know what? Maybe we should do it again. I set up some polls on Twitter, the community page, and on DeviantArt to see what people wanted, and, well, the results are still technically open, but it seems pretty clear at this point everybody wants to do it again. So, let's do it. Let's call it One Monstrous Moment Alpha Edition. You know, because it's in anticipation of two characters who are both considered alphas. It's the best I can do. I'm kind of doing this spur of the moment here. This is open to anyone who wants to wax poetic about their favorite scene from a giant monster movie. Whether you're a big channel or you're just getting started out in video making, if you want to do this, just submit it for the playlist. Now, like last time, I'll be putting the playlist together, and I think the best way to organize it will be in the community section of my channel. I'll do a post where you can specifically leave a link to your video in the comments of it. And once we have it all ready to go, I will start adding videos to that playlist, and it'll just be in the order I see them. I won't arrange it in order of like big channels to small channels to who the heck are you. I'm just going to do it as I see it, so there's no favoritism. And let's set the deadline, for now at least, for Sunday, March 21st. If we must, we can move it to Sunday, March 28th, but we want it to be up before Godzilla vs. Kong so that everyone has a chance to really get in on it. And if you submit a video later on, just let me know, I'll add it to the playlist anyway. Now, if you participated in the last One Monstrous Moment, I'm sure you all remember what to do, and your only real challenge will be trying to come up with another scene you can speak on. For those of you who are just joining us for whatever reason, either because you didn't get in on it last time or you're just starting out a channel, what exactly does this require? Allow me to explain. A video for One Monstrous Moment is simple and yet very difficult. The simplicity is that you just have to pick one scene from a giant monster movie and explain why you feel that scene stands out, why it really resonates with you. And it can be from any sort of giant monster movie. It can be specifically from a Godzilla movie, but it can also be from any sort of kaiju movie, any sort of non-Japanese giant monster movie, and this time, we're actually going to expand the scope beyond movies. After all, giant monsters aren't limited to the big screen. They've appeared on the small screen as well. So maybe a scene that really resonates with you is from the Ultra series, or from the Super Sentai series, or from one of the animated Godzilla cartoons that was produced for American audiences. Or maybe it's a kaiju episode of a series that wasn't necessarily kaiju oriented, like I believe Invader Zim had a Godzilla/Evangelion homage. Speaking of which, maybe there's an anime with kaiju in it that with a scene that really resonates. Attack on Titan's a thing, so is Neon Genesis Evangelion. But why keep it limited to just the realm of moving pictures? Giant monsters are everywhere these days. Maybe your favorite scene is from a comic book, or from a prose novel, or from a video game, heck. Whatever sort of thing. It can be any sort of scene that involves giant monsters, as long as you think you can make a good case for why there's a great scene in it, and you can explain why, and you can make a good video presentation of it, go for it. The sky is the limit. And I can already anticipate a concern some people might have. What if their favorite scene is from one of the more controversial entries in the genre? Let's suppose we have someone who wants to get in on this whole thing, but the scene they want to talk about is from the Polygon anime trilogy. And those movies are generally despised by the fandom. They have their fans, but for the most part, a lot of people really hate those movies, myself included. I've made no secret of that. What about that person? Well, I said the sky is the limit, and I meant it. If you really want to do a scene from the Polygon trilogy, because it speaks to you, I'm not going to discriminate against that. You go ahead and you make that video, and it will be included judgment-free, at least in terms of inclusion. I can't guarantee you'll get the best reaction, but that's what happens when you post stuff online anyway. So don't worry about that. Whatever comes to you, whatever you feel like talking about, even if it's from something that you know the majority of the fandom doesn't like, this is about the community coming together, so you gotta step out in good faith and trust that we will indeed listen. I promise that I'll listen at least. I may not agree that the Polygon films or things like them are good, but I will still listen. And if you're worried about overlap, don't be. There was almost no overlap during the first round of One Monstrous Moment. In fact, I think there were only 4 videos, maybe, that covered the same scene, and even then it was 2 videos apiece covering the same scene. And even then, those instances of overlap were different from each other, so if you do wind up picking the same scene as someone else, who cares? I'll bet you still have something unique to say about it. So other than that, go for it. From what I've seen, some people are already getting started on theirs. And if you want to join in, please join in. Remember, this is One Monstrous Moment Alpha Edition. That's the title, that's the hashtag, that's what's going to bring the community together to show the world what we love about this genre. And again, remember, anything with a giant monster in it is open for analysis. Whether it's a live-action movie, an animated series, a live-action series, a graphic novel, a book, a video game, anything. We've all got well over a month, so I suggest we all get started. Now I have to go figure out what scene I'm gonna do. I think I have an idea, but I gotta be absolutely sure. Good luck to you all, and I'll see you at the end of March. Until such time as we meet again, this is the Omni Viewer signing off.
If you enjoyed what you just saw, hop on down to the description for links to Patreon, DeviantArt, and all of our social media, as well as links for Operation Red Dragon, The Daikaiju Wars Part 1, The Occult Mafia, and Emerald of Maddox City, 3 original novels I think you'll really enjoy. Thank you all, and we appreciate your support.